As the story of new beginnings go, the invisible fire is lit, eyes spring open, and the world is officially perceived. But how? The how is Taurus season. The merged warming of the cool underground sweats on the surface. The sunlight glistens now with a warmth not present only 1 month ago. The blues turn to a lush green, and the grays turn sepia. Greenery emerges with the buds, and we simply start to notice. Noticing is the beauty of mid-spring, and is the most true depiction of this season. Where Taurus lies is at about 8 years old in the life cycle, mid-spring in the seasons, and fixed Earth in astrology, a time ruled by Venus, the planet of relation, value, and desire. When we're 8 years old, one might broadly say that we're still impressionable, but mature enough to know ourselves, what we like, what we don't like, and who we are. These are the certainties of this age. Taurus season is where the foundation of the kind of person we want to be is built, slowly and steadily. Taste, traits, and personality is the language of Venus. And isn't it true to know that the moment we wake up every day, we immediately follow our desires? Morning routines, rituals, and habits are all a reflection of what we desire and value. Aries is the jolt of waking up, and Taurus is our first ping of desire for hydration, meditation, the taste of coffee, and connecting to our loved ones. What fascinates me about the Taurus-Scorpio axis, these divine opposites, is the commonality of stillness. Taurus is the steady observer of Earth's qualities and matter, while Scorpio is the penetrating observer of the psyche, the hidden, sometimes fluid material underneath. What these two archetypes share is the ability to hold still, see, feel, and really absorb what surrounds them. The fixed season signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, are cushioned with certainty of what they are and represent, and therefore carry that definitive nature in all motives. So how can we align with this season? Number 1, notice your desires. As we sustain into this season of renewal and rebirth, this is a time enabling us to feel into a new identity. But I mean, really feel into it. When you sit in stillness, what desires are surfacing? Remember, the only way to really truly connect to your innate desire is to access it through receptivity. No logic or proactive inquiry, and no predisposition of who you already are. Try to meditate into a new understanding of yourself. With this practice, you might find that you desire tea every other morning over coffee to give your body a break from constant stimulation, or that you want to find a community to connect to locally rather than online. When you see rooted, real change implemented by someone in their own life, what you see is their ability to allow for receptivity. It's their ability to think with new eyes and a new heart, a new mind, to see what true desires lie underneath. Number 2, refresh your taste. A season ruled by Venus is a season about the pleasantries of life, beauty, connection, quality, and personal value. Taurus, the fixed earth sign ruled by Venus, and Libra, the cardinal air sign ruled by Venus, are each considered with different parts of this whole of Venus's rulership. We could say that Taurus is more acquainted with the beauty and quality aspect of Venus due to its tangible, earth nature, while Libra is more acquainted with connection and personal value due to its mindful, air, diplomatic nature. Translating Taurus's tendency to refine the beauty of earth matter, this can be personally translated to redefining our taste. And with Venus, these are tastes associated with where we find beauty, quality, and value. So this means food, clothing, and the basics like the aesthetic of your online profiles, the makeup you wear, and the daily products that you use. Ask yourself, is this still aligned with the quality of life that I want to lead? Number 3, redefine your values. As we understand the quality of the more physical attributes of life, what follows in the broader sense is what we value at our core. Value and quality can sometimes be seen as interchangeable, but the difference between them can be clearly understood when we think of quality as the micro and value as the macro. Our values are associated with what we believe, and what we believe is quality in our daily lives is driven from the vehicle of what we value. So when we think about values, it's important to understand what we believe as quality first and foremost, as it will inform our values. When you think about your taste, what can then be assumed about what you value? If you find that your wardrobe no longer aligns with your taste, what changed? Do you now prefer less colors or less of a certain color? Do you now prefer a different style? Answering these questions will bring to light the direct reflection of your refreshed values, and Taurus season is the perfect time in the cycle of the year to align with this part of yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in to this mid-spring vlog. I wanted to quickly remind you that if you have a Taurus in your life, if you have a Gemini in your life, their birthday is coming up very, very soon, and I would love for you to check out my Zodiac birthday card collection on Etsy, as well as my latest addition to the shop, which is a personalized birth chart wall print. So you just put in your information there, your birth information, and I create a wall print for you of your natal chart. And it's vintage designed, and it pairs so well with a card. So if you are interested in that, please go ahead and check that out. Let's get back to the video. Welcome to Taurus season. We are officially at the middle of spring, so we are in the fixed Earth sign of the zodiac, ruled by Venus. Officially, when this video comes out, the sun will be moving into Taurus, which means for the next 30 days, we have the energy of Taurus accessible to us, readily available to us, and we are going to do what we can to incorporate Taurus themes into our life. That is another thing that if you've seen this channel before, you'll know I talk all about seasonal wellness. So for me, it means taking into account the archetypes of the astrological season at hand, the literal season at hand. So what are some springtime things that we can do? And I also just take into account cyclical nature, meaning I understand that everything is a circle in this life. So if we look at where Taurus is on that circle, what is the most relevant thing to us and for us to know is what is opposite of Taurus, which is Scorpio. So we want to consider the balancing act of Taurus and Scorpio during this time. Now, I've been in the middle of creating this thing called the seasonal cycle wheel. I feel kind of like a mad philosopher as I create that thing because I see patterns and I'm doing it very organically, meaning I don't know of another study that's similar to this, but whatever this is that I'm doing where I'm taking really the dualities of life astrologically, and of course in the seasons, we think about spring, we also think about autumn because it's the exact opposite. So themes of autumn, themes of fixed autumn, meaning the middle of autumn, which is Scorpio season, and the themes of Taurus season. All of these things to me feel like a study of a philosophy, right? And so what I've done in the past 3 years is I've identified one word that has to do with each zodiac sign. And it's really like the all-encapsulating word is created with the opposite in mind. So I think about Scorpio and Taurus themes, and I really do see the cycle as a life cycle is the easiest way to understand it. So if Aries is birth, Taurus, which is the next season, the next month, is the next step. So what would that mean? It means we are establishing our sensational awareness because Scorpio is all about perception. So this might be a little bit over people's heads, but this is just how I think of it. And so when we are waking up from birth, right? Like that is Aries season. Aries is about the baby being born, the moment, the magic of that moment. And Taurus season is all about the sensations we feel. We might feel happy. We might feel sad as a baby. We might feel the sensation of heat and cold. And this is how we develop our perception that will eventually be our perception long term. But we develop our sensations that will inevitably inform our traits, our taste and what we value. So I see Taurus season as one of the most like in our body feeling kind of moments in time. And so what you are called to do right now is to revisit your values, your traits, and your tastes. So maybe during Taurus season, you reestablish your love for a food that you previously liked but haven't had a lot of recently, so you've kind of fallen out of it. But now is the time to reestablish that trait or change your tastes, right? Like you could try new things during this time, and essentially that is the best thing to do, is to try new things that will eventually shape your perception of the world in the larger macro, but in the micro moments, come up with ways to reestablish who you are through your personality in those ways when it comes to what you value. Right? And because it is all ruled by Venus, you might find that you are more drawn to beauty and things that are of material essence. And it is an earth sign. So that is the best way to go about it, is to touch and feel fabrics and textures and understand what you value in that sense materially. You might also establish new foundations with relationships that are more aligned with what you value. So whether that means letting go of relationships or coming into new relationships that are more aligned with your current values, this is all supportive right now. Every single year when Taurus season comes around, this is an opportunity to reestablish these things. And so that is why it's like such a cool thing to see everything this way in this philosophy that I kind of see it as, where every single year you have a new life. You have a new life cycle ahead of you. So in Aries season, that is the new year, we say, okay, I am born again. This is just the moment of me being born again. And it is the moment to also establish where you want the direction to go. Because every single year you get older, you have more awareness. And so Aries season is a opportunity to bring that awareness into your new actions, right? Because it's all about will, your action, it's Mars. It wants to be outward in the world, right? And Taurus is the part where we say, okay, we've established the direction and the outwardness, the outward activity. Now it's time to feel into what is now in our current environment and in our current reality. So this is Taurus symbolism, guys, okay? I used to do some astrology breakdowns of like the month. Let me know if that's something you want me to incorporate into these videos or into separate videos. Would love to get into that if that's something you guys would enjoy. I'm really loving the cinematic way that I'm leaning into this YouTube channel content. As you guys know, if you saw the last vlog, I don't have a goal for this YouTube channel or my content moving forward. So I'm kind of just out here doing what feels good. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.